to episode 35 of the Beat of the Bronx. We're going to discuss ALDS.
ALDS game 3 tomorrow. Yankees down 2-0 here. Being outscored 23-8, out home at 8-1, and that's basically baseball now. It's all about the
homers, all that
about
matters.
the long ball, and Yankees have what is it? 3 home runs in the 5 games here, and just the bats. The bats not getting going. Well, they did get going late in the second game there.
Well, we have a little bit of hope that we can pull that momentum from the end of that game.
The pitching got to get better on all facets, starting, bullpen. I mean, the one lone positive was the Camilo Doval 2 innings of work.
Yeah.
One of the players that we said would have to, sort of be clicking here.
Yep.
In order for them to have, any success throughout this postseason, as it's dwindling away as we feel right now. And we hear a lot of different things. Yes, the Yankees came back from a 2-0 deficit in 2017.
It's happened. We've seen it.
They did it in 2001, thanks to the flip play and a nice Mike Messina start, and also Jermaine Dyer was injured that series. It was a big one when he injured his basically broke his leg on a foul ball.
Yes, but not to say that the Blue Jays don't have their own set of injuries going on and issues that they have. I mean,
Bobichette's
that's
not playing.
Big loss for them. I mean, the fact that we're not capitalizing on that is.
They're not missing a beat. And no Chris Bassett, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by that. If Shane Bieber, Carlos Rodon tomorrow in game 3, and not the same Shane Bieber as of old, but worked his way back from injury here, about 40 or so innings on the season. Had some starts. Every other start of his starts were good, except for his first one back.
Yeah.
Naturally, but with an injury like that he had.
Oh, that's.
But he's not the same old Shane Bieber. But the Yankees still have to be able to capitalize, get it done. Just a real dejected feeling going. I mean, how can you not be after watching those 2 games? I mean, the first game was good until the 6th inning. Good until it wasn't. I mean, not to harp on Aaron Judge, who struck out with the bases loaded, but Giancarlo Stanton didn't do anything. He hasn't been doing anything. Cody Bellinger hasn't been doing anything. Pretty much the whole lineup.
Well, that's the problem. It's not when you have a couple of people that are killing it, it's all right because they kind of just picking up the slack. And that's basically what happened last year. We had a couple of people that did awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it picked up for the fact that Judge wasn't doing anything and this one wasn't doing anything. But this year, we don't have that same feeling right now. So no one is picking up any slack.
Well, yeah, it seems.
Other than I should say Volpe. Volpe is the only one that's putting the show on.
It seems as if Judge is hitting. He's batting .444.
But when
has the most singles. You had that double 8 that like that garbage time double, if you want to call it, like when you pay.
We're already losing by like 10 points at that point.
At the in the fourth quarter, like fantasy football.
Yeah.
But just real interesting too with the write up today in the New York Times about Luke Weaver. Almost talked about how it's a mental game, and with all the new technology, he's basically worrying about tipping his pitches. Not that he is tipping his pitches; he's gotten in his head of being worried about the success that he's having on the mound, and it wasn't just about him. The article was about pitchers in general here, but you just really feel bad for Weave because it's been a rough September for him.
I feel like, I know we've talked about this a little bit in the past, but I feel like once Weaver lost that closer role, so to speak, he took a little hit on his confidence.
Yeah.
And now that hit is going one step further. It's to the point where he is questioning all these little things now. Is it just because that's something he should be questioning, or is it because he's just in his head because he's not confident in his position anymore as a pitcher for the New York Yankees.
I think it's a little bit of both the mental aspect and sort of losing his role, if you want to say. But I think it's more of the mental aspect and not getting the results, that are sort of as planned, if you want to say. But as we always say, these players are human; they're not robots, and this is the perfect example of it. Now, some rise to the occasion.
Yep.
Some don't. Now look at Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just
Unbelievable.
setting. I mean, just from game one, the home run, the first of the 8 for the Blue Jays, just sort of set the tone.
Yeah.
And then Alejandro
And he
Kirk,
kept doing it too.
and then just
Kirk was unbelievable too.
talking about the guys with the home runs. Dalton Varsho was just playing out of his mind.
What was he like
right now?
Was he like 4 for 4 or something? Was
that 4 for 4, 2 home, just crazy. Unbelievably unbelievable. Just
and that's another thing. Give credit where credit's due. The Blue Jays are that good.
Yeah, at home. I did write it down here, and it's a good time to talk about it now. Toronto was 54-27 at home this season, and 40-41 on the road.
It's a drastic difference.
Big difference. And now the Yankees went 50-31 at home and had an American League best 45. It was American League best 44-37 on the road. It was 45 wins was the Milwaukee Brewers for road wins, and it kind of explains itself. Now the Yankees, who were sort of the road warriors, if you want to say, for the American League, but they still couldn't win. Now 1-6 during the season up at Rogers Center after these 2 losses, 1-8. So the American League best team on the road can't win
on the road
in
Toronto
with the division foe, who wound up winning the division because of tie record with tiebreaker.
Exactly.
Wound up winning. If the Yankees could have won one more game in those 1-6 up, all would have taken. But there was a lot of different scenarios. And then today, a lot of the talk on the internet was, are the Blue Jays cheating in some way, shape, or form? They said that there was a problem with the pitch com recognition over the weekend. That
I saw them stopping and going a few times during the games.
I think for any team to cheat at this stage of the game, after what happened, in 2017,
you need to have your head examined if you're going to even try.
And it's a real egregious allegation too. To come back and
don't get me wrong,
say the opposing team's cheat.
Trying to figure out if he's tipping pitches or something like that. That's all part of the game. I'm not taking away from that at all.
And the Yankees do that the best. They are the best on-field sign stealers.
Yes.
Which is part of the game.
That's a part of the game. That's it. We're not talking cameras and trash cans. We're talking about on the field playing, figuring out what's going on as you go.
Tipping pitches.
That's big.
Sign stealing on the field.
Yeah.
On the field. The Yankees have their different ways of doing it, but I mean, I was taught that at a very young age at the Little League level.
Well, it's common. I mean, that's
you're taught that stuff, at a very young age.
It's as much as trying to steal a base. I mean,
exactly.
That's a part of it.
When it's not
when you're talking about technology involved,
cameras involved.
That's too much.
There's a lot of technology going on in the dugouts now too. They have their iPads and the phone.
That's where all the scouting reports are.
It's just I guess maybe the next collective bargaining agreement we might see something.
I think they're going to have to do something with that. Probably what they'll probably do, I think, is have some sort of dictation where the devices can't have active internet access. Mm-hmm. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, so
that they can have their preloaded stuff, but not be able
to. I know they can't
new things during the game.
They can't use certain technologies, during the game. That was one of the gripes.
That was social media, I believe, at the time.
JD Martinez had it. I remember that gripe he had.
Somebody, yeah, I remember that.
And the use of the Red Sox with the Apple Watch.
Oh yes! Oh my God, I forgot about the Apple Watch. That was a big deal.
Just long story short, I don't think we don't think the Toronto Blue Jays are cheating in any way, shape, or form. But that is a drastic difference.
Yes, it is. Very drastic.
being the division winner and one game under 500 on the road. But we'll see how they do, at Yankee Stadium. They weren't, it wasn't as drastic. The Yankees played pretty well against them, much better than they did at the Rogers Center. They actually were able to scrounge up some ball games against the Blue Jays at home. But the main concern here for me is just what concerned me the most was how, Max Fried gave up 5 runs, completely imploded when the
That's
Yankees,
a bad look.
When the Yankees needed him to. But you saw them come back and scrounge up 7 runs once they got, out of your Savage was out of the game. The rookie pitcher that the Yankees never seen before, tail as old as time. It's been like that since the 90s. It's nothing new. And, they were saying how, the Yankees didn't have the trajectory machine on the road, and there was all different, excuses and stuff. There's always excuses on deck, but that's what the Yankees and Booney are good at nowadays. But not even just to hop on that stuff, because regardless of what happens tomorrow, if it gets to a Thursday or whatever, Booney's probably not going anywhere next year.
We know that.
So
I'm not even. I know we entertained it last week, and we got it out of our systems a little bit. But
let's be real.
We know he's not going
let's
anywhere
be
for
realistic.
at least another year.
Let's be realistic here. At least for next year.
At least for next year. Last year may be the last year, but
I mean, you could
next year might be
argue
the
a
last
few
year.
times here now, in his managerial career here, where we thought he was going to be shown the door, but he's still here. He's the manager, so
well, you know what? The Yankees have a long history. Well, I shouldn't say that. In the more recent years of it, they show a loyalty to a point.
Yeah.
When they hit their ending point,
Torrey had
they're done.
Years.
Torrey had 11 years. He went over the 10.
Mm-hmm.
That was also because Mr. Steinbrenner was still around and still involved
for a little bit.
So, I'm sure that had something to do with it. But it's just, my concern right now, going back to what we were talking about with the home and away and all that stuff, is even if we can scrounge up these 2 games at home, I don't think we're gonna win.
Well,
that
we still gotta go back up there for game 5.
I can't. I hate to be Debbie Downer, but I am.
I know. Well,
I'm going into it with a hesitancy. The rest of the series, I'm not excited. I really am during the playoffs anyway. But this is a real I'm just, if it happens, wonderful. But if not, I'm not shocked.
I mean, I was really pumped. It was a ball game into the 6th inning.
I know.
Judge struck out with the bases loaded. I don't want to hop on that because it's not just Aaron Judge. I mean, yes,
they're all leaving guys on base. It's not just him. Everyone's leaving guys on base.
It's not just Judgy. I mean, you want Judge to be able to rise to the moment. Will he be able to rise to the moment? Now, that strikeout he had was clearly ball 4.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's not like he's getting anything to hit. I mean, at this point, you're banking on a mistake.
Yeah.
But he has to capitalize on that mistake. And I'm just, he hasn't really had his opportunity yet.
Well, here's the problem, too. They
pitch around.
So it's not getting the good pitches.
With Giancarlo struggling, with Bellinger struggling behind him, you can pitch to him a little differently.
Yeah.
And, just the one main thing that I had a problem with Aaron Boone these past 2 games was the decision to go to Will Warren, just because the Yankees scored 7 unanswered runs after after they went to the Toronto went to their bullpen and used 7 different pitchers of their lower level leverage guys until Varland came in. Yeah. Until Varland came in and we saw, like Bruiel, the lefty Bruiel.
Yes. Yeah.
And Nance came in.
Well, we had talked about that.
Yep. So, I mean, we might, and then they're talking about how, if it goes to a game 4, it would be a bullpen game. So it's very interesting that the Blue Jays.
Why would they do
that? Because they left off Chris Bassett from the roster. But I guess they're banking on that it won't even go to that. That's probably what they're banking on. But whatever decides, whatever the game 3 decides, what will happen will happen. The Yankees still have to perform regardless of who's on the pitcher's mound.
If they don't hit, it's not going to matter.
Can't win if you don't score runs. But just really that with the decision to go to Warren, because it became a completely non-competitive game after the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Grand Slam to put it to 9-0.
Yeah.
Now, if somehow they could have held it, the deal of what's supposed to be the deal is the bullpen's supposed to come in and hold that 5 runs.
Correct.
To keep them, to be able to, keep it within ball game's reach.
Mm-hmm.
Which 5 runs is
quite a bit still,
is almost on the end.
Quarter.
Yeah, but they came back. They crawled their way back, but at that point, it was completely out of hand. Now, I don't want to get into who could have they brought in. I mean,
when it comes down to that, it's a coulda, shoulda, woulda.
In game 1, when Blackburn came in, he, not just Weaver. Weaver wasn't the only one who imploded. Blackburn gave up 4 runs too. It's just
back to that second game.
Mm-hmm.
If the bullpen would have held it, the game would have been.
It could have been. It could have been different. It would have been different.
And the vibe would have been different, and maybe we could have won that game.
I mean, Will Warren gave up 4 home runs.
I know.
And crazy, the last Yankee to do that, give up 4 home runs like that was Andy Pettitte. But that's neither here nor there. It's a nice.
Everybody has a stinker.
Nice little fun. Andy had a few stinkers.
It happens.
As good as Andy Pettitte was, you can talk about the game in 1996. Game I want to say game 5 without looking at anything. Where he went up with John Smoltz, 1-0. And then there was the 2001 World Series with Arizona where he got shellacked. And we're talking about. This is one of the
best playoff pitchers,
one of the best postseason pitchers of all time. I mean, they're all
Well, I guess you also have a very large sample size when it comes to Andy.
Well, Andy,
so you have to take that a little bit with the grain of salt because there's so many appearances.
A lot more good than there was bad.
Correct.
A lot more good than there was bad. And this is just going off of everything off the top of the brain, mental, not looking.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at anything.
We're not fact checking today.
As they say, no notes, right? But just real dejected feeling going into tomorrow. I mean, I guess the one positive is we have Rodon going, and if anyone's mentally tough enough to slow. And
I hope he's on the phone with Andy tonight.
I'm sure Los is going to be ready to go.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really fired up. I think he's going to be ready.
And just like Toronto set the tone, the Yankees have to set the tone. I mean, we're not going to be there.
We could mentally turn this around.
Yes.
Excuse me. With this game, this like first 2 innings of the game tomorrow
early
is what's going to. If we're off in the first 2 innings, it's over.
And that's what? How I feel. What really burns me too is that most of the year the Yankees' problems were errors.
Yep.
Bad baseball in the field, bad base running. They're not doing that. They're playing.
They're just not hitting
good baseball. Defensively, it's.
The pitching is giving up a lot.
It's the pitching.
It's a lot of
the pitching is not there. The bullpen guys, there's a few guys in the bullpen. We can say Camilo Doval. Tim Hill pitched a hell of an outing.
He's been consistent.
He's been very good.
I have faith in him.
Bednar has been good.
I'm good. Bednar too.
Devin Williams has been good. It's just that bridge, the Luke Weaver bridge, is it's real shame here, just for his sake, because he's he's costing himself money here.
Yeah.
Because whether or not he's coming back to the Yankees or not, this is a walk year, and this is not a good look. It's a bad look. Limping into the postseason as he was. I mean, his last few outings in September were good.
Yes, they were.
I mean,
I don't know what changed.
Just I don't know.
I don't understand it because it's frustrating when you see someone kind of come out of that mental hole a little bit because he already was like that, and then he started to climb out, and now it's like 10 steps back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he just can't get that momentum to get back on track to where he was at before.
It's a real shame. It's a real shame for Weaver. I mean, there's still time for him to turn it around here. Just the only problem is at this point, the high leverage situations are probably out the door.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that now at this point,
the only way we'll see him is if we're in a deficit in the game, and I can't see him coming in a tight situation where the Yankees have a tight lead or a tight ball game, down a run or two. I can't see him coming in any high leverage situation.
And right now, talking about going into a Game 3 elimination game in the ALDS, every inning is high leverage. Every pitch is high leverage.
Every at bat.
We can't afford to have somebody who's not mentally in it be up on that.
Very concerning, and just makes you wonder. We talked about it when he was on Joel Sherman and John Hammond.
Yes, he was talking
about the mental aspect of all of it, and it's turned out to be him.
I mean, one of the issues is the issue that he's concerned about more, maybe mentally more worried about next year, that he was already discussing, maybe I'll be a starter, or maybe I'll do this. I mean, did he get ahead of himself a little too quickly, and now he's kind of backtracking?
The one thing today that stuck out to me was of how it's like the verbiage they used was it's a paranoia of like the opposition, which they're always watching, and with all the technology now and all the different ways the games have changed, how it's very more. It's so much different than the old days.
So do you know what that tells me? This is how I'm talking, let's just life in general, okay? If you are that paranoid of doing something wrong, that means that you are not confident enough in your ability to do it right. Because if you're doing it right, it doesn't matter.
No. But they said they made a lot of different adjustments with him and stuff like
that. Maybe it's adjustments he didn't need.
Maybe.
I mean, we've seen that happen before.
Maybe, yep, Sonny Gray.
Please.
Throwing Sonny Gray with Larry Rothschild wanted him to throw a slider that he never threw in his life.
Yeah, it's and we've seen that before. I mean, we've seen that with any team, but the Yankees do have a tendency to kind of adjust things that don't necessarily need adjustment.
I wish they had a reliever who featured a slider or something like they used to. Shout out to RJ on that one, pointing that one out completely. I haven't realized that the Yankees don't really have a pitcher that features that pitch. It's a lot of sinkers, a lot of fastballs, and whatever that screwball thing that Williams throws, changeup, screwball, whatever they want to call it. But whatever they do here, I mean, we talked, it's going to be one pitch, one inning, one at bat at a time. The Yankees have the ability to set the tone tomorrow. The stadium's going to be raucous and crazy. I can only imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like. We've been to
them.
Plenty of division ALDS, ALCS, wild card, World Series.
Was with your mom, right?
Yep, you name it. But with
2017,
the division series that was.
Division series 2017.
But it's just just trying to thinking about it, as you see some of our videos that we put up throughout the day. Just not even trying to sugarcoat anything. Just real dejected feeling here. It almost feels like we went back in time and we're in like the end of June, early July. Right when that 4-game sweep happened, July 1st. It was a 4-game set. It was the second game of the 4-game set. They lost on the 30th, July 1st, and that was the 4-game sweep in the Rogers Center, and it was all downhill from there. All throughout the whole month, and it feels like we
went longer than that. It went on for months.
It feels like we went.
If that didn't happen, we wouldn't be in this position.
It feels like we're going back in. And then just to say, with how bad it was, with how crazy of how bad it was until Old Timers Day when it turned around.
The turning point, yeah.
But 94 wins.
I told you it didn't feel like that to me.
No,
it did not. This season did not feel like a 94 win season. I was constantly on the edge of my seat. I was frustrated all the time. This is not a new feeling. I've been like this whole season.
And then it was very interesting to see too. And remember I told you the Yankees have only had 3 ninth inning comebacks.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen all the comebacks on the road this year, and they had a few at home.
Yeah.
But a lot of those extra inning losses on the road with the Manfred runner.
At least that's not
at least
in the
that's
playoffs.
not, but
But
I mean,
again,
we'd be lucky to
look
get
how
extra
much
innings.
this affected the postseason. You know, they want to say, "Oh, it's not a rule in the postseason." It don't matter because it still brought us there.
But you know what? I mean, we're here now. Simply, they just got to play better, and it's I just feels like it's easy to point the blame on Aaron Judge.
Well, that's because
he's
it's
the
the
captain.
standout.
It's easy to do that.
Let's be honest.
He's not rising in the big occasion.
Correct.
We can say that he's not rising in the occasion. It's nothing new.
I'm going to be perfectly blunt. I don't expect Judge to do well in the playoffs.
No.
Based on past performance. Now, say past performance is not an indicator of future performance, but I can't help it. I do not expect Judge to hit a grand slam with the bases loaded when he comes up at bat. I don't. I expect a strikeout or a double play.
And,
I'm not.
It's a good time to mention this because it is one of the stats I remembered for today. For everyone saying, well, in 2017 they came back, and we'll just, in 2017 they came back after being down 0-2. Now, Aaron Judge is the only remaining Yankee of that 2017 team still on the roster. And yep. What did he do that series against the then Cleveland Indians? He was 1 for 13 with 11 strikeouts. So, we can talk about how.
And that's because they weren't pitching around him yet.
No, but it was,
strikeouts.
clutch performances out of the bullpen from Aroldis Chapman. It was David Robertson, Tommy Kahnle. Big clutch moments from Brett Gardner.
Brett Gardner was
Didi Gregorius.
Oh, I got it.
And I could be the Greg Bird. How can I forget Greg Bird's lefty homer off Andrew Miller? But does this team right now, which we could argue is better than the team that made the World Series last year? They're definitely a better ball club. Do they have it in them? With or without the captain? Let's say Judge does nothing the rest of the series.
We have to assume that.
So we'll
mentally, I have to assume.
We'll assume it. We'll play.
Let's play devil's advocate.
Who someone else is going to have to step up. Paulo's going to have to play better.
Well, and that's what's hurting us now too. I mean, he is not doing his usual postseason.
They showed belief in Ben Rice. He hasn't been doing anything.
Now, do you think that?
Now, if you watched our videos, the video I put out, before game 1,
mm-hmm.
I mean, you watch us all year. You follow me all year. We love Ben Rice. I have nothing against Ben Rice. Ben Rice is probably my favorite player on the team right now. My favorite player on the team right now. Of course I want to see Ben Rice do good. Of course I want to play, but you know what? We're Yankees fans. And it's hard to ignore when a veteran like Paul Goldschmidt, a borderline Hall of Famer, has a .455 lifetime batting average against Kevin Gausman in I want to say it was like 55 at bat, so it's not even like
big sample.
It's a big sample size. And I understand why they sat. He hasn't been playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
To play him the way we've seen him this year against how he performs against right-handers, and a lot of those numbers aren't from recent. It's but still, I mean it's hard numbers to ignore, and then it looks even worse when the guy you put in instead of him goes 0 for 4 and he's striking out and not popping out with the bases loaded, and just we know he works hard at first base. Goldschmidt works with him. There was a write-up today in ESPN that on the
he's
Yankees,
not taking it like
no it's the
Yankees
optional. It was an optional workout day, and they said that Goldschmidt was out there working with Ben Rice.
Of course,
and Goldschmidt had his 10-year-old son with them too, but it's not like he's been working with Ben Rice all year defensively, and you can see the different strides Ben Rice has had.
Oh, big difference. I see it.
It's the playoffs. the playoffs isn't a time to worry about, hurt feelings and,
No.
Showing loyalty to your guys now.
And that goes for the guys too. It's time for you to be a little selfless.
Paul Goldschmidt might not be here next year. Probably won't be here next year. The plan, from what we see, is Ben Rice is going to be here for many years to come.
Yes. Well, hopefully. Honestly,
that's the plan.
I do.
I would assume that's the plan, but it's just that one little thing, and I singled it out of the whole lineup. If I had, if you had to X, I mean, you have to put in Goldschmidt with numbers like that against a pitcher like Kevin Gausman, who, the Yankees have a history of playing very well versus Kevin Gausman. And he even talked about something very interesting in that article today that was with Luke Weaver too, of how, you got to do little things like if you're throwing the same pitch for the fourth time in the game, Gausman, maybe, twitch your glove a little more instead of like twitching 3 times before you throw a slider. If you're knowingly throwing the slider again, maybe twitch your glove for a 4th time or a 5th time.
So he's saying just to
do things differently,
just to deke them a little
like
bit.
We always say, like I was calling for with you, Savage, someone just like we were calling with Crochet when he's pitching a no-hitter. Make them feel the position, make them uncomfortable, just like the other team makes us feel uncomfortable. But sometimes also the young kid's just pitching the game of his life and he got it and no one can touch it. That happens.
Yeah, and that's something we always say, typically happen.
Not trying to downplay. Not trying to downplay what Trey Savage did.
But once they're out, you take advantage of that
which they did.
The problem is that our bullpen also got to take advantage.
It was a little too late. Well, Will Warren definitely got taken advantage. It was an interesting call to me too, because we talked about it when we were talking about who was going to start game 1 between Will Warren and Luis Heel. We were looking at the box scores and the game logs, and we said, "Oh, Will Warren had 1 start against Toronto, and it was up in the Rogers Center. And what did he do? He gave up 8 earned runs. So, I mean." I know we're losing 5-0,
but still,
our ace just got bashed around the
5-0.
ballpark. But
we're not getting blown.
You don't bring in Will Warren, who started 33 games on the season, and very reminiscent to the Nestor Cortez call last year. Very reminiscent of that. Now, whether it's Boone's fault, whether it's the front office fault, whether it's Mike Fishman's fault, whoever's fault it is, it didn't work.
Whoever made the call.
Yeah, whoever made the call. Whoever makes the calls.
But that's also easy to say 2020.
Yeah.
You don't know what the conversations were down in the dugout.
Even before the game. And I shared to my story that real great picture you see Cashman and Boone on one knee before the game. But just trying to
I wonder what that was
poke light to the situation here. But it's do or die now. There's a very, very good chance. Very, very good chance the season could be over tomorrow, whether any of us are ready for it or not. And the way it's been going, the Blue Jays could ambush us real quick like they've been doing. And it could be, I won't even say it, but you know where I'm getting at. Just like the Blue Jays didn't pitch to Aaron Judge pretty much throughout the whole.
Vlad should not get a ball the rest of the
I wouldn't throw a strike. I wouldn't throw him a strike.
No.
I'm not saying intentionally walk him.
No, but you got to pitch around.
The old unintentional walk and pitching around him. I wouldn't give him anything to hit the rest of the next 5 years we see him. The rest of Aaron Boone's tenure as a Yankee manager, I don't want to see Vlad Jr. get thrown to.
I agree.
Let's just got to call a spade. Enough's enough.
No, we have to make it to a point where they don't even want to bother playing him.
Stop pitching now. I'm not saying different. Just walk him all the time because then or walk him to walk.
No, you don't want to keep putting his bases on.
But you never want to give free. But pitch around him. Stop challenging him. You
can't challenge him.
There's no reason to challenge him. Now I know a lot of what he does too. Feasts off mistakes, and but
he's great at it.
The results are results, and what the Blue Jays superstar is doing is definitely outweighing what the Yankees superstar is doing.
Facts.
That's the point where I'm trying to get at here. I mean, not to make it about Aaron Judge, because it's not just about Vladdy Guerrero Jr. either.
No.
But his
But that's the highlight.
He's showing out. Vladdy's showing out, and so is his supporting cast while he's showing out. While for the Yankees, of how it looks to me, and I'll speak for myself at this moment, the way it looks for me is as if Judge doesn't do it, everyone's waiting for Judge to do it. And if Judge doesn't do it, it's probably not going to happen. Because the next go around the order, they're waiting for Judge to do it again. And if no one's on base, the singles that Judge is getting scrutinized for, if no one's on base, you can't hit a 3-run home run if there's no one on base. It's not gonna, he's not gonna magically hit 3-run home run because of the distance that he's hitting it, even though Vladdy's hitting it to another stratosphere. Just
be low off the chart.
It has to, the supporting cast has to pick it up here. Just like we said in 2017. Now, Aaron Judge wasn't the Aaron Judge we know now. Back in 2017, that was a 200 strikeout Aaron Judge. He was a completely different ball player then than he is now. Completely different. And that's no knock on him.
No.
That's no knock on him.
He has become a much better ball player.
They won that series coming back 0-2 with him being a non-factor.
Correct. They had so many other
with him
people
being a net negative
showing up.
And he's not the net negative right now.
No, he's not.
He's not the net negative.
He's actually doing better right now than he has been thus far. It's not like
444 throughout the postseason.
I know, but if he's the only one doing it, it's not going to matter.
And it's Ryan McMahon has been playing great. And the really nice at bats. The last few at bats he's had. I was very impressed with Camilo Doval. I'm sure he'll be one of the first arms we see out of the bullpen tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Devin Williams for maybe 2 innings tomorrow. It depends on Rodon, doesn't it? It's going to be all hands on deck. Well, if Rodon goes out there and shoves the way Cam Schlittler did, which we know,
we might be all right.
I mean, it could be
for at least the game.
It could be all Los tomorrow. You never know. I mean, if there's anyone,
honestly,
if there's anyone on this,
and
if there's anyone on this rotation that can do it,
it's
Carlos Rodon. I mean, you look into Carlos Rodon's eyes, you see how he prepares himself, even just to his warm-ups. If there is anyone out there tomorrow that could carry this team on their back and say, "Follow me, let's go," it's Carlos Rodon.
He can hype up everybody.
And it could work against us too. But I have that real good feeling. I really do. I have a real good feeling that if anything happens tomorrow, we will see Carlos Rodon's moment, Carlos Rodon's Yankee moment, because he himself, as an individual, from what we know as fans, we don't know him as the person,
no,
the individual. We only hear, about him, of how good of a person he is and all that. But you see how he prepares, and you see how from year 1 to year 2 to now year 3, how much he's progressed.
He has grown so much since being here.
He had 2 starts against the Blue Jays this year. Mm-hmm. They weren't that great. They were okay. They were, not bad, not good. I remember just from thinking about it. But that was a couple starts before his run of where he went on the 9 consecutive starts with 2 earned runs or less. So he went on this big stretch towards the end of the season. His last 9 starts or so. Mm-hmm. It was a 9-start stretch of 2 runs or less ball that he had going. And just it started to be a steamroll where there was like 3-4 games in a row where his bugaboo of the home run ball wasn't biting him.
Yeah.
And if he can just keep the Blue Jays in the yard tomorrow. Now
that's what the game is.
They have one of the most prolific lineups against lefties. And if you were sitting on the couch with me tomorrow, you'll hear me saying, break his bat. I just want to see bats being broken tomorrow. Simple as that. I want to see the slider, the fastball, in, everything in, and no strikes to Vladdy Jr. I mean, Dalton Varsho, if he's going to beat you, he's going to beat you. The dude's on a heater right now. I mean,
he's unbelievable.
If you follow, he does. he's had a nice finish to the season, but the type of player that he's elevated himself to be, and this is what we were talking about, of how a hero needs to arise. Someone has to put the cape on, and it's not always going to be a superstar.
No, someone's going to show up though. Someone
and Dalton Varsho showing up.
Someone shows up.
I mean, he's not.
If no one shows up, you lose.
Dalton Varsho showing
Oh
up.
my God! Talk about showing up.
Ernie Clement is showing up.
Oh yeah.
He's been showing up all year.
Yeah.
The guys, Addison Barger is showing up. George Springer, like he always does against the Yankees, he's showing up. It's just the Yankees, they got to figure something out tomorrow.
They have to show up.
Someone has to show up. Someone has to step up. We've seen Volpe step up against Garrett Crochet, who everyone's dubbed the best left-hander. You know what? He showed he's the best left-hander because he's not laying duds like Max Fried did. You know what? Max Fried's going to have to come out. Hopefully we get to a point where we can let Max try to redeem himself.
Yes, God willing. I mean, that's the goal, right?
The year that he had, the 19
It's a shame for it to go that way.
For him, it can't go out that. He can't go out. The season for him can't end that way.
I agree with you. He was too good this year for that to be it.
Yep, just someone needs to step up. Just like, as we said, Vladdy, their superstar, is doing his thing, but his supporting cast is also joining the party. And ours, for us, on our side, it just seems like they're just waiting for Judgy to, lead the way. No one wants to, as clutch as Trent Grisham has been, he's been, pretty much non-existent.
I don't think it's just waiting for Judge either.
Mm-hmm.
All these guys that the rest of the lineup expects to fill in the gaps. I mean, everyone was expecting Giancarlo Stanton to be the same Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, Giancarlo is definitely not.
He hasn't
definitely not Giancarlo postseason Stanton. Yeah,
which is very upsetting because he's probably one of my favorites on the team.
It just makes you wonder if that elbow injury is lingering, but it didn't look like it during the season.
You got to remember something. He laid it all out there last year. He thought we were winning, and that was going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
He might not have that clutch in him anymore. He's tired.
It seems
he's
the way
tired.
The way he's playing, it seems that way.
And you know what? That's why other people have to fill in. It can't be the same people doing it every year. This is not going to work.
Someone's got to step up tomorrow.
Judge needs to step up, of course.
Well,
because
we know he needs to step up.
Because we haven't seen it yet.
We're not talking about like a first or second inning homer either.
No, I'm talking he needs to go like 4 for 4 or something to like really.
Or not strike out with the bases loaded.
That's it.
Or anyone,
give me a sack fly and I'm happy.
Don't pop out with the bases loaded. Yeah. Don't ground to a double play and the bases loaded like Giancarlo Stanton did. And the list goes on and on.
But like we said, Trent Grisham, Clay Bellinger, all these guys that were coming in so clutch for us.
Cody Bellinger.
Sorry. Stuck in the wrong year. I age myself sometimes.
We were talking with Emma. Emma always asks me about the story of when me and Nana, me and my mom, went to a game back when, what year was it? 2002. It was the year Jeter hurt his shoulder in Toronto.
Toronto.
In the opening series at third, he hurt his shoulder. So Clay Bellinger was filling in. And it was Yankees Red Sox. It was that game actually someone fell from the upper deck.
Oh yeah.
To the net behind home plate.
I remember that happening.
The moral of the story, or the point of the story, was Clay Bellinger homered that day, playing, filling in at shortstop for Derek Jeter. Nomar Garciaparra also homered for the Red Sox, but the Yankees beat the Red Sox. And, she asked me, I said, I remember, because Cody's her favorite.
Yeah, she loves
Cody Bellinger
so much. She's so happy that he's on October the calendar.
And I just, tell her how, when I was your age, which is the truth.
Yeah.
She's, when I was her age, Cody Bellinger was on the team. Now, he wasn't as prolific and as important as a player as Cody Bellinger is now, but I shouldn't say as important because he was a key piece off the Joe Torre bench in those years, and utility man, great champion. He won rings with the
Yep.
Yankees, and just real. It's real. She gets a real kick out of when I say that they wore the same number too.
Yeah, she likes that.
But,
It's funny.
hopefully, Cody,
I want to see him do his thing.
Can have his Yankee postseason moment here, because you know what? Reality, this is a business. There's no guarantee Mr. Bellinger will be on this team this year. This team could look very different, because after the year he had, he's due for, once he opts out of that contract,
which he's going to do.
Definitely. He's supposed to get it somewhere between 18 to 20 million next year.
Oh, wow.
And he has a player option where he can opt out, where you can argue that he should be making around 30 to $35 million a year with the way he plays. But
we got all these guys.
We'll worry about that in the offseason. We got a game. We need to win a bowl game first.
We'll talk about that in a month.
What upsets me the most is, like I'm just saying, we had guys like Trent Grisham, Cody Bellinger, having such great years. Fan favorites, Luke Weaver. We've seen, what he made himself into. Just that it's sad that there's that realm of possibility that what we're seeing here now is going to be their lasting memory with the team. That's what I don't want it to be.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
What Luke Weaver right now is, if we get eliminated tomorrow, Luke Weaver is going to be remembered for imploding.
Completely tarnished.
In the postseason.
Tarnished Yankee legacy.
And that's not the whole story, but that's what the story becomes. Just like, we talk about Aaron Judge. You can talk about how great he is during the regular season, all the accolades. He's up for the Hank Aaron Award again.
Yeah, I got my
you see, and it's just, when it comes down to it, it's like,
if it doesn't happen in the playoffs,
deflating the balloon.
If it doesn't happen in the playoffs,
for Yankee purposes, because we can talk to you, blue in the face back. Not even about Scott Brocious. You hear the stories of guys in the old days like Johnny Mize showing up. The old.
I know.
Just the list goes on and on.
Someone's got to do it.
Bucky Dent threw out the first pitch the other day. And
Russell?
Yeah, and that was the Red Sox series that they went on and won. It's just, as he says, legends, you got to write your story. You got to rise up to the occasion.
You know all about that.
Got to rise up to the occasion, and we're waiting here. So we're still waiting here. As good as Judgy's been, the legacy can't be what we're seeing. Simple as that. And you've heard us say it many, many different ways. Well, there's just tired of, can't beat around it. Just you've heard say it in so many different ways. So many different times, and just
I feel like I've been talking about this for years, which I have. We haven't been discussing it publicly through podcasting and social media up until the last 2 years. But me and Russ have been having these conversations since I was pregnant with Emma in 2017. I remember sitting in Maine in our season tickets in 2016, and I was 9 months pregnant, and I'm sitting there going, I can't believe I gotta stand up and clap for Judge right now. I really don't want to. Everybody else around us was, but I think that we just saw the writing on the wall.
Booing Giancarlo.
And everyone else booing Giancarlo, and I'm cheering him. But it's just something that has been frustrating for us for a very long time, and seeing it come to a head again.
Well, we're now in 2025, and we're talking about the same issues back in 2017.
Exactly. It's the same problem.
Same recurring issues. It's
how do we keep doing this? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Just they need to go out and need to win the ball game tomorrow. Simple as that.
That's it. That's the only option.
Find a way to win. Set the tone early, and hopefully Carlos Rodon pitches the game of his life tomorrow.
I hope so.
Pretty much rooting for that, and just to end it, we'll end it at we'll talk just about the real quick blurb of the Giants' loss to the Saints down in New Orleans.
So bad. I feel like I didn't even watch that.
We'll talk about a game being baseball. Good till it wasn't. They were up 14-3. Then 5. They were the first team in 9 seasons to have 5 consecutive drives result in turnovers. They had Dart had 2 interceptions yesterday, a fumble. Darius Slayton had a fumble and a few drop passes. What else is new? Darius Slayton drop passes, and Cam Scatterboo had a turnover. So 5 turnovers.
So he was been the bright point too.
Resulted in 13 points for the Saints.
Oh man!
And they also had an 87-yard touchdown to Rashid Shaheed, and that was it's just you gotta laugh. It's
That's crazy.
How we talk about the Yankees have to find a way to win. The Giants always find a way to lose.
Yeah, they always find a way to lose.
And,
I don't even think about it no more.
We're not into it just yet, but Rangers opening nights tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Rangers
I'm not ready for that.
Rangers opening nights tomorrow.
No, it's so hard for me. The beginning of hockey season is hard.
I want to say against the Bruins, but best of luck to the Rangers without Sam Rosen in the booth.
Oh yeah,
it'll be a little different, but it's still Kenny Albert we're listening to. But as we always do, I mean, we're big Rangers fans, but we usually use that as the passerby.
Yeah,
in between baseball seasons.
It doesn't really hockey don't hit for me until baseball's over, or at least until the Yankees are.
And we get into it, all throughout the winter.
Oh, definitely.
It's just that when it's hard to,
baseball takes priority.
Yeah, for us.
For us, I mean, let's be real. I'm going to be completely honest. Even in the spring,
for football, we only watched I only had the Giant game on.
Yeah, and we have fantasy, so we. Skip through some other stuff.
We didn't do our regular football Sunday, but
not with playoffs on. Not with baseball.
Watch
playoffs.
Game, just
gotta watch baseball.
See, with the Yankees, the way they played even the last 2 games, we didn't watch the National League games tonight. It's just especially on the face of elimination here. I honestly don't even want to watch it.
You get disgusted.
And it gets to a point for me is where I don't want to watch it and get into it and worry about another team's problems.
No, we have our own problems
to worry about. But
and it's true. I mean, really, when it really comes down to it, baseball always takes priority. I mean, even we choose, me and you, preseason Yankees over regular season Rangers at that point. We've done it. It's not that much of a choice.
Let's leave it at this. I didn't see it the whole time. That would bother me. But let's leave it at this. If the Yankees didn't get outscored 23-8, let's say it wasn't 20, the score wasn't 23-8, 8 homers to 1. Let's say if they lost the first game by 3 runs, and it was on something bad where runners were stranded. Or, if the Yankees ended the game on bases loaded. We've had. But let's say if that did happen. And let's say game 2, let's say, God forbid, the Toronto Blue Jays walked it off. If one of those 2 Dalton Varsho homers were a walk-off or a Springer Dinger was a walk-off, it would probably make you feel – does it make you feel worse or better? If it was a close game.
I am – a loss is a loss kind of girl. I don't.
These were blowout. Care. These were blowout losses. I would say the blowout losses are just as bad as the close game losses because it's more.
It's embarrassing.
It's more detrimental to the team too.
Mentally,
I think. But a few guys are going to have to step up tomorrow. We need to see some signature Yankees moments starting now. Tomorrow.
And we need some bullpen save. We need Rodon to go long. I
would like to see him. I would like to see him do it for his sake, just to really show.
All around. He needs it for his confidence, and the team needs it because the bullpen could use the extra day's rest.
I mean, they had the off day there, but yes.
Yeah, but going into
the mindset is
ideally
tomorrow, then
correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. We want Rodon to be so good that we don't want to see the bullpen. That's what I want.
And not jumping ahead, but for as wonderful as Cam Schlittler was, if you're banking on the repeat of that
was an unbelievable performance that is very unlikely to be replicated. We have to be realistic.
Hopefully, Rodon resembles it, somewhat tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So, thank you for everyone, joining in. We did do this a little bit early, so. You'll see the alert come out, if you're used to it coming Wednesday, but we have couple things to take care of. tomorrow, Wednesday.
We wanted to jump in the middle.
Definitely
of the
didn't want to wait till Wednesday because
might be over by then.
might be over.
So.
You know, we have a doctor's appointment for me, but
We'll
you know, we'll reconvene at some point. Keep track on, you know, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not sure when. We're not sure
Twitter.
when we're gonna record the next episode.
But the videos are going to be coming. I'm sure
Yeah,
I'll pump a few videos out tomorrow, so that, you know, business as usual there. And
I'm gonna try to perk myself up a little bit, as you all know, as you've seen, the new Taylor Swift album came out last week. I've been blasting that a little bit here and there, a couple of good songs. So try to not be upset going into tomorrow's game. My goal for myself and for you and for our family is to go into the game with a good outlook.
Let's just go in. Let's go win a ball game tomorrow.
Yep.
Simple as that.
All right, everybody. We will talk when we talk.
See you later.